Hi everyone, my name is Enrica Jang. I am editor-in-chief at Red Stylo Media and one of the team of editors who worked on A Soul Divided, Caged in Flesh, a comic anthology of original stories inspired by Robert Louis Stevenson's novel, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. All of the editors were heavily involved in shaping the stories on both sides of the split personality book. But I found that a majority of the stories I worked on were from the soul divided side, the Jekyll side of the book. I'm going to tell you about 3 of them. The first is Thomas's Mind, a story by Andrew Jers and Jeremy Sloan, with art by Andrew Jers. Andrew is a madman from Massachusetts. He is an RSM alum from all the way back to our Poe Twisted anthology. He conceived of this story, Thomas's Mind, as a graphic interpretation of what the mind break in Jekyll would actually look like, and what's happening in the brain of a man who's experienced this break. I like to think of this as a dreamscape in real time, where you might only dream for a minute or so in real life, but your brain, and there are whole hours and days passing. If you've ever worked with Jers, you'd know the man is a walking stream of consciousness. Lots of frantic, hilarious run-on thoughts and ideas that eventually make brilliant sense. And I love the story. It was a lot of fun watching these crazy-ass pages come in. The Transfer by writer Christopher Lackey and art with Alex Clark is another fun story that deals with transformation, but this time explores the lab and formula process. What I loved about this one is, of all the stories in the collection, Chris Lackey really seemed to get the truth about Jekyll. People sometimes shorthand the book thinking it's a struggle between good and evil, but that's actually not the case. Jekyll doesn't want to be good. What he wants is to feel good without the pesky problem of temptation. Basically, he wants to be good without any of the work involved. Chris's story shines a light on that. That the character wants to have these evil impulses taken away as opposed to not committing evil at all. The end game seems moral when in fact it's just a kind of hypocrisy. And of course, Alex Clark is a perfect choice for this one. I am always amused by him because he's so sweet and nice, and most of the books he works on are for kids with good and upright ideas and themes. And one of my favorite things to do is to send him bloody, gory horror stories to draw out his dark side. He got some experience with this one, with our Shakespeare-inspired stories, Ophelia's Revenge, and just like that one is bloody cartoon crazy, so is The Transfer. Fu Vong wrote a great creature feature in Patient Zero, with creepy, crawly, horrifically wonderful art by Keith Grasmick. This is our first time working with both of these creators, and I truly hope not the last. Fu pitched a story that's centered around the mystery salt that Dr. Jekyll accidentally comes across while making his formula. In Stevenson's book, it's some kind of mysterious salt that seems to be the secret to the Hyde formula, and when he can't get the same ingredient again, Jekyll's control of the situation snaps. Fu pitched the idea as a kind of germ or virus, and Patient Zero becomes a sci-fi prequel to the origin of the mystery salt. I really like that original take on the formula, positing it in epidemiological terms. Keith Grasmick was a great choice for artists because of his portfolio. It's just chock full of creepy, crawly horror goodness. He really got into what we were going for with this invasive entity crawling through a body and taking over, and all of the classic horror elements are here. So that's 3 of the 6 stories I'll eventually share with you as the campaign for A Soul Divided, Caged in Flesh continues on Kickstarter. This is our first double-sided book, and we cannot wait for you to see what's in store. Remember, you have until September 30th to choose a side. There are some really great milestone goals planned if we can get this book funded. Thanks very much.